Hello, my name is Julius Hank, and this is Lines of Thought, and this would be episode number 4, and it's an idea that I want to share, and it is now 13th of November 2012. So, I'm in Kharkov now, it's in the Ukraine, and I'm in the hotel room, and I should be sleeping, but it's now 1:45, and I had a thought about an idea that I discussed with a good friend of mine earlier, and I talked with my dad about it today a little bit. So, what's it about? It's a limited community for freelancers in one city. So you have a city, and a lot of people live there, and for, let's say, cultural festivals, music, stuff like that, there are some talents who are really good at doing what they do, like organizers, people into music, artists, whatever. So the question would be, how many people would you need to control a city, to basically be the best group to organize everything in this city for festivals and events. So let's say if you have 50 people who are really talented, you can basically say we can do everything. So let's say you create a social network site that connects 50 of those talented people together. And the idea is that you play by the same set of rules whilst cooperating with each other. So one of those rules could be open information. All deals are open. So the fee you ask, the deals you get, you share that online with each other, and it's a limited group. The other thing you have to do is to give everyone within that group a discount of, let's say, 15%. Obviously, there's a website, you have profiles and information about your portfolio, all the cool projects you've done. You could probably use all those standard social network site info and just import them from Facebook and LinkedIn and whatever. Now the interesting part would be to set this up in such a way that it's sort of, not really a democracy, but the thing changes. So every now and then, so this is like the network, the 50 of Utrecht or whatever. And these are other people in Utrecht doing their stuff. And random, every year, people get kicked out. So they lose their position in the network. And people can elect new people. So that would be these people here. Maybe some people are re-elected because they're very popular, they do good jobs. So that brings every year a new generation of people into the network. So that means it'll stay relevant and you don't just have an old boys network, old girls network, but basically the best people based on reputation. So that would mean you could vote or whatever. You have to think of a good way to find out who should be in and who should be out of the group. But it's important that it has to be limited, so you basically could have a feel of who's in the group, to know everyone or recognize them on the street, etc. So this is basically how student groups work, or how a lot of groups work. It's just make sure you have some familiar people who you think you are talented, and you help each other out. So it's not a very strange thing, but it's in a different way to create this group. Now, this whole platform, this whole thing, you then create, or we create. It has an organizational part to it, perhaps some basic contracts, a way of file sharing, whatever. It's a platform, and once you've done it for one city, it's pretty obvious you could then recreate it for every city in the Netherlands. So I'll try to draw Netherlands here. So the fun thing will be, once you have that, this is not really a good drawing of the Netherlands. This would be missing. Ta-da! Now it's the Netherlands. So once you have all these 50 here, 50 there groups, you could start to connect these groups as well. And people, or perhaps the top 10 most popular people, they have some sort of system to collaborate. So it's like a different version of the same network, but a little bit higher up, and it makes sure you can, if you want to do a project in a different city, you immediately know some people or can be connected to people who are good at what they do. So in essence, it's a closed group, so it's not for everyone, and you're not supposed to share all the information with everyone, or at least, well, you'd have to think about how you do with all the details. But this could also be valuable for headhunters or different types of people who just want to get in contact with talented people. I'm not really sure how, but probably out of this whole platform you could make some money. So this would be money / box, and well, I haven't thought everything out, but should be doable. So if anyone wants to create this with me, get in contact. Well, that would be this line of thought, and goodbye.